What's up, you guys? It's Kyra and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am very excited to bring you guys a new product review. I haven't done a review since like last month. I believe it was whenever I did the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss palette review. So it's been, quite a bit. And I actually haven't reviewed a new foundation in quite a while. You guys know, whenever it comes to certain products, I'm like a creature of habit. And like, if it's broke, don't fix it. So like for me, foundations and things like that are things that I typically stick with when I find the ones that I love. I've been loving my foundations that I have in my collection, but I have been looking for like a lightweight foundation that kind of gives me more of a voluminous finish. Most of my foundations tend to be more on the matte side, more on the full coverage side. And it's weird because although I do love a full coverage, I do love a matte finish, I always have different moods. And recently I have not been in the mood for like a really full coverage or like full cakey foundation look. I just haven't. So I went ahead and went to Sephora. I actually went in there to purchase the Armani what's it called? I actually went in there to purchase the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, but to be honest, their shade range is horrible. And so I could not find a shade to match me. And the foundation is just way too expensive to buy multiple to have to mix. But the associate there, she was helping me. She told me about a new foundation that I hadn't used before, and that is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. So we went over there, found my match, or what I believe is my match, and we swatched it. It looked great, so we will see how it goes. So here's the foundation. Again, it's the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. It does have a little bit of SPF 15 in it, which makes me excited and nervous at the same time because I don't know, you guys, I know as a brown girl, so whenever we hear SPF, we think of flashback. So hopefully this one doesn't do that at all. And just in the bottle, it looks like it's pretty close to my skin tone. I got the shade Warm Almond 6.5. This foundation claims to be a lightweight, water-based foundation that instantly hydrates and refreshes. And it's good for combination, normal, and normal to dry skin types. So I have combination skin. I am really oily here in the T-zone areas of my nose, my cheeks, and my forehead. And then on the perimeter, I'm actually dry. Hopefully this can work with both my skin types. It also claims to give a buildable coverage that evens out skin tone while looking completely natural, which is exactly what I want. It's a long-wearing formula that resists streaking and provides broad spectrum protection from sun's damaging rays. We will see how this goes. I've actually never used anything Bobbi Brown, so I'm kind of excited about trying it because this is like my first. I don't often branch into new brands, but this is my first Bobbi Brown purchase, so we'll see how it goes. And if I love it, I'll just kind of shop with them more and more. And I also want to note that this foundation here was $50, I believe, which was actually good because whenever I went in there to buy the Armani one was $64, I believe, and this was actually cheaper, so that's good. And for anyone who wants to know as far as like the undertones of the foundation, the Warm Almond 6.5 says that it is a golden medium brown for dark skin. So there's no specific instructions on how to apply it. So I guess I just apply it the same way I apply everything else. I will go ahead first though and apply my primer. And I just feel like whenever I'm testing foundations, I have to apply a primer anyway, just because in all honesty, like if I wear it, I'm gonna wear it with the primer, period. So there's no point in trying it without the primer, especially because I already know how my skin is and I don't want what my skin normally acts to, affect the foundation's wear, if that makes sense. And I am using the Becca Evermatte Primer. Okay, I'm gonna also go ahead and apply a little bit of my Tarte Clean Slate Primer right in my cheek area, kind of fill in those pores. And then I guess I can just go ahead and kind of apply it directly onto, ooh, okay. So it's definitely more of a runny foundation. You guys see that it's like dripping down. So it's definitely more runny. So for me, I guess more of the dots will work better. Whenever I apply this and wear this, what I'm looking for is going to be, of course, longevity and just how it wears. It's also important for me to make sure that it's truly lightweight. I'm looking for a really good lightweight foundation. Like that's really important to me these days because I want it to feel like I don't have anything on my face. Okay, so just initial impressions. What do you guys notice? Obviously, this is not a perfect match. It's a little bit too dark for my skin tone, but maybe whenever I blend it in, it'll look a lot better. So I'm going in with my Morphe M439 brush. I'm just buffing this into my skin. Okay. Okay, so under my eyes, I need a little more coverage because I still see those little spots peeping through. So it's definitely not full coverage, but I did say that it was buildable. So we'll see how it builds up. Actually, I feel like there's a lot of spaces that could use a little more coverage. Like I feel like even here on my cheek area, there's some spots there. Same thing down here. I need a little bit more. Alrighty, so just after initial application, my initial thoughts is that obviously is not a great, well, I don't say it's a bad shade match, but it's not even close to my skin tone, but I've tried worse, so maybe that's, maybe I'm giving it too much credit. I do really actually love the consistency of it. It reminds me a lot of the NARS Luminous, not the Luminous. Is that what it is? The NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. It's definitely more of a lightweight liquid foundation, which I like because on my skin right now, it feels like I have nothing on, and it's very, very lightweight and airy, and like I feel like my skin can still breathe, so that I do like. I do wish it had a little bit more coverage, but I know that if I do end up keeping this and trying it, in a different shade, apply one even layer all over and just go in and spot correct, because we all know that like not every part of our face needs full coverage. So like right under my eyes, I'd go back in with some more foundation, my my lower jawline, around here in my cheek area. So keep that in mind. And it definitely looks like skin as well. Like just looking in the mirror and kind of like how my skin looks, it looks like skin, which I do like. Yeah, I'm definitely disappointed in not the shade range and the shade match. Like I wish it matched my skin a lot better, because I feel like this is way too dark and a little bit too orange. But we'll see after I apply my concealer and everything and see if that helps to fix the problem. It may kind of balance it out once I've hot and everything. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go ahead real quick and finish up the rest of my face and then come back with the final look. All right, y'all, so went ahead and finished up the rest of my face and completed the entire look. As you guys can see, went ahead and popped on, some bronzer, some blush, some highlight, some lipstick, all that good stuff, some falsies, and completed the look. This foundation is really weird, and it could be because of the highlight and the bronzer and all that, but like right now, in my opinion, it looks pretty good. Still not spot on, but it doesn't look even half as bad as it did whenever I first applied it. Like even looking here, yeah, I see like my neck and my face, it looks a lot more normal now that I've like finished everything. So the thing is that I don't know if it's something in the foundation or if it's just completing my entire routine and that helped it come together. I don't quite know what it is, and I wish I knew if it was the foundation or the rest of the routine. But it looks a lot better than it did previously. I will note though that if you ever use the NARS All Day Luminous Foundation, then you guys know that with lightweight foundations, or foundations that are a little bit more runny, a little bit more watery, it tends to show texture really, really easily, okay? I feel like my pore area here, for example, is not really blurred out as I'd like it to be. Even down here in my cheek area, I feel like I can still see a lot of the texture down there. And even just here on the side of my face, like, I feel like I can just see a little bit of everything, but it's so lightweight that I'm like, I don't mind if that makes sense. I don't know. You guys, it does feel really, really good. Like, no lie. That is something that I really, really like and enjoy about it, and I'm drawn to, and like makes me want to like make it work because of how lightweight it is. So it is lightweight, it's very skin-like, but it does show your texture. It's not the most coverage. It is buildable, but even still, whenever you build it up, it's still not full coverage in my opinion. So if you do suffer from really severe acne scars or, you know, darker spots, then you may not enjoy this one as much. What else? It is, y'all look so good on. Oh, my laugh lines. Okay, so obviously I haven't had the foundation on for that long, right? But even within a short amount of time that I've had the foundation on, that I've been talking and just doing my makeup and all that good stuff, I have laugh lines. You guys see that? Yeah, so here in the laugh line area is definitely an area that I'm kind of concerned about because of how quickly it started to crease. It's kind of, I don't know, it has pros and cons to it. So we'll see. I'll definitely check in with you guys throughout the day and see how it holds up. It is almost 12, actually it's 12:31 right now, and I'll wear it today and see how it holds up and, you know, my thoughts on it at the end of the day. What is up, guys? It is a few hours later, which means it is time to check in and see how the foundation is holding up. The time is 6:48. I meant to do a check-in prior to this, like maybe like 3 hours after, but I kind of got caught up in filming and other stuff and working and stuff like that. So sorry for the super late check-in, but I figured out a good, 6 hours to show you guys how it's holding up, and, kind of give you guys my 6-hour thoughts on it. So, first and foremost, I will note that I did blot one time, and it was only because I was filming, and I just took my fingers and kind of blotted around my nose area, and that was honestly it. So other than that, everywhere else is pure, no blotting whatsoever. I like it. Like I said previously, the one thing about this foundation is that it does show texture. Like I'm even looking down here, like in my under eye area and like here on my pores. I don't know. It's like, I think it's because I'm just not used to it, because I'm so used to wearing fuller coverage foundations that I'm so used to like a cakier finish and kind of covering up all those areas. So seeing a foundation like this that's a little bit more lightweight is a little tricky, but it does look good. I feel like this is a foundation, in my opinion, that looks better the longer you wear it, because I feel like right now it looks much better than I did whenever I first applied it, just in my opinion. It hasn't oxidized or anything like that, which is a good sign. These laugh lines still here are still pretty, like they're just pretty deep set, which I don't care much for. Let me go ahead and just blot here in my right on the nose area, because that's kind of where I get the most oily, right in there. But as far as finish and stuff goes, I do like the finish. I think for me, it's just a matter of what you're looking for in your foundation. I like it for its purpose, if that makes sense. Like if I want a full coverage foundation, I won't reach for this. Like if I want to do a full duty, super glam, this is not the foundation for that. But if I wanted like an everyday foundation or like a travel foundation, something like that that's really lightweight, but that also helps to control oil, this is a good one. Like even for me, for 6 hours, seeing my face and seeing the amount of control it has for my oil is astonishing. In my opinion, if I had to rate it, I would rate it at about I'd give it about a 7 out of 10, maybe a 6.5, 7 out of 10. For $50, do I think it's worth it? No, but the only reason why I say no is because, in my opinion, it's like now every high-end foundation that I'm going to try, I'm going to always compare it to my Lancome. You guys know how much I love my Lancome. And so for me, it's just a matter of, okay, do I think that this wears as well or looks as well as the Lancome foundation? I say no. Honestly, it doesn't. That's my spiel on this foundation. I could leave it on for another couple of hours, but to be honest, it probably won't get any worse or any better than this as far as, how it looks, because it's been 6 hours already. But again, the key thing for me was looking to see if it oxidized, which it did not. And if it starts to get cakey or break up anywhere, which it hasn't. So that's really, really good. Let me know down below what you guys thought of the foundation. If you guys have tried it, then what did you guys think about it? If you haven't tried it, are you going to try it? And if you guys have any other foundation recommendations for me, then let me know. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on, what other foundations I can try for my combination oily skin. I'm always looking for good foundations to try out. So let me know down below if you guys have anything that I should try out and test out for you guys. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and end off the video and catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.